obviously that you didn't go to school to study music business.
No.
So I'm also curious about how did you learn about the job? Did you have to go to a particular school, additional training?
So I think what happened with me was when I went to America, I was an engineering student. My first year I was still engineering. I did poorly, did very, very bad at it. I went to my dad and I was like, I want to change my course. And he asked me, what do you want to change your course to? I was like, law. And his words were like, that's too far. It was like that's too far from engineering. I should find something. So I moved to IT, information systems and everything, and I started doing that. And I did a business law class as part of it, because I think in the school I was with was management and information systems. So you had to take business classes too. So I started doing the economics and doing the business classes because I wasn't really interested in that, in the information system. I did a business law class. Actually, me and Kaide were in that same business law class, and I was like, law was going to be the thing that would lead me to the music space. I was like, okay, no, I'm going to become a entertainment and sports lawyer. So I then moved from the management information systems to say I wanted to do pre-law. But in America, you have to do you can do an undergrad in anything, and then you then go to law school. So that became my plan. I was going to do an undergrad. So I did economics and political science. Economics as the major and then political science as a minor. That was going to lead to me going to law school. I got I said I was an admin assistant at a law firm. I started doing admin work at a law firm because I was like, okay, that's going to help me get into law school too. And then especially looking at entertainment and sports law. So I started building that. The practice I went to go and practice at, they had one entertainment and sports lawyer that was an Indian guy. So I was trying to kind of shadow him and just see what I could learn from that. So that was my professional training per se. But while I was doing that, I was just studying the industry, studying the game, watching as many documentaries. I love documentaries. I still till today. So I would watch many documentaries, discover characters, maybe see this person was L.A. Reid, go and research what L.A. Reid was doing or who he was, his own story, Clive Davis, Berry Gordy. So I studied and just looked at everything. I think the one that really, the system or whatever that really caught me was, I think, Motown and Berry Gordy and the success they had. So I spent a lot of time studying that too. As I was doing that, at the same time I was having all the conversations with I'll do them and just soaking up as much knowledge as I could about what was going on globally and what was going on in Nigeria at that time. Kenny's Music, Dove Records that did Plantation Boys. So as I would know I would go beyond who the artists were. I would try to find out who were the people behind this artist and everything. I even got, I think it was at the time, what's his name? Is it Dan Brown or something? That was behind Dove Records or something like that. So I got to meet him when we did Brenna's first album. He came for the release part. I met him and I was telling him how much of a inspiration and everything, because again, as I said, Kenny Ogungbe, them, Kenny and D1, Obi Asika, there's Iola, I can't remember his last name, that did star this Shank.
There were different people.
Yeah, but there's
Eloya.
Eloya. That's there's Kelvin Luciano from Question Mark. So I was infatuated with the people behind the music and everything and all that. So I would just be studying and seeing. Kelvin had one case where I pointed a gun at somebody. Just looking at that gist and that whole scene was fascinating to me, and that's how I also just added knowledge to understand, okay, this is what's happening in Nigeria, this is what's happening in America. And then I would see a lot of similarities of I think it was Asha and Kelvin, or there was that Question Mark era, the criticism that maybe the artist had for the label. You would check with American labels, you see the same dynamics and everything. So for me, even coming into the game now, one of the things I came with was these problems are not
peculiar.
Not peculiar. But if you go to go back and say this artist A has a issue with label because label didn't do Y. You can see probably 200 cases of different artists and everything. So not even learning to take things so personal and everything. Understand that that's just, it comes with the business. One of the conversations I was even having on my way here was somebody, he was kind of an older person that had been in the business for like years, about 20, 30 years. He was talking to me about, he kind of always tells me like how artists behave, or from his experience, like, oh, you should try this first before you play them this thing. Lead with this conversation so their ego is not affected, and then you see that actually works. And he's learning from like him making mistakes of, maybe he went and said, oh, this is my idea, and played it for the artist, and the artist was like, I don't like it because you didn't prep them and this thing. So it's like things like that I've just kind of learned from watching and listening and understanding these people.
The reason I asked that question is because most times a lot of the guys that are in the business now generally just assume that I get in, I find an artist, we work together, they release music, we blow, and we make money, we chase babes, and there's really no understanding. Now we have a scenario where hundreds of thousands, honestly, of people want to be in the music industry. There are issues with family concerns. Mothers are afraid for their daughters. Fathers are afraid for their sons because they worry that they can't take care of themselves. And I feel like this now becomes important for us to create, those of us that didn't really have a platform for that, create that level of education. So it's not just like somebody was telling me, oh, Godwin, your program is nice, and I was like, I wish more people would do more programs because I can't reach everybody.
But it's great, and it's really, really commendable what you're doing. I've told you that personally too, that the training is necessary. The enlightenment is the experience you've gained and now turning it into this program is very, I wish I had something like that where I could go to and everything, but I had to do it the hard way. I had to learn from this thing and just watch other people and learn from those their mistakes and learn from their own successes. Warren Buffett says something, it was like you don't have to, like, it's good to learn from your mistakes, but it doesn't have to be your mistakes and everything. But we've had to sacrifice, learn the hard way, and then now presenting it to people. So it's very, very, people should really, really take notes of what you're doing, and yes, we do need more, but not all of us are cut out for
of course,
for that.